This is John Cola with OKRaw.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. Today we're here in the bathroom and I'm going to go ahead and go over the 14 products that I use for dental health. Before I get into the 14 products that I use for my dental health, I want to show you guys my story of actually being into eating a raw vegan diet now for the last 27 years and what it has done to my teeth. Can I say that the raw vegan diet ruined my teeth? I would personally say no. I would say I ruined my teeth and I need to take responsibility for that, and I want you guys out there watching this to take responsibility for your teeth and your dental health as well. When I was younger in my raw foods career, I didn't make the best decisions, because I was a newbie, I thought that no animals brush their teeth, so I'm not gonna brush their teeth. So I barely ever brushed my teeth, and oh boy, was that the biggest mistake I ever made for my dental health. Even though animals don't brush their teeth, they don't live as long as us, and their diets are vastly different than us, and we need to brush our teeth. That's number one. You guys need to take care of your teeth. Everything is just not automatically gonna work out. If you own in front under a tree and the fruit falls in your hand and you're even eating the ripest fruit, you can have some dental challenges. So I encourage you guys to have proper oral hygiene. I'll share with you guys, I got a root canal because I didn't take every cavity that I got because of my improper dental care. I later got that root canal pulled, so I don't have that in my head because I was learning that it was blowing up. There was infection starting inside and I didn't want that in my mouth. So I lost the teeth. And more recently, I have gotten lots of fillings in my mouth actually. So I would encourage you guys, number one tip, not even getting into the products yet, is guys, find a good dentist in your area, holistic, or otherwise, to go in and get a dental cleaning and also get regular checkups, right? And see what they say because they are the experts. I'm not an expert in any of this, although I have learned a lot from my dentist and the dentists I have in the past. Some of this I will relay to you guys in this video. But yeah, there's no substitute for seeing a dentist. So please guys, number one is go see a dentist, natural, holistic, whatever you want to call it, if you guys could find one in your area. Second thing I will say, especially if you guys are eating a raw foods diet and eating lots of fruits, especially a lot of acidic fruits, they will tear up your teeth faster than you could say whatchamacallit. Seriously guys, try to minimize your consumption of acidic fruits, and if you will be eating acidic fruits, I have some techniques and products I'll be showing you guys that you definitely want to use after the acidic fruit attack. The whole thing I learned from my recent dentist is that there should be a pH balance in our mouth. If your mouth is more alkaline, then minerals are basically forming and collecting and building your teeth, and you have an acid environment in your mouth, things are leaching out, minerals are leaching out of your teeth, and that's when you start having some teeth issues. Now this is one of many factors you need to pay attention to, but it is a very important one, as I have learned. The second thing I will say is that most modern foods are not being grown with the proper trace minerals added to the soil. I do this in my vegetable garden, so I could add 70 to 90 different trace minerals in my soil so I could have minerals getting into me through the food I eat. If you guys are not remineralizing your soil and eating conventionally or an organic food where they're only adding a small amount of different minerals into the soil, if they're even going out of their way to do that at all, which is actually quite rare, I believe the food will have a mineral imbalance that also can cause challenges in your teeth, whether you eat a raw vegan diet or whether you're just eating a standard American diet as well. The minerals are not in the foods like they should be, so I say mineralize your guys' food, grow your own garden. I teach you guys how to do that at growingyourgreens.com. If you guys can't do that minimally, eat some different kinds of seaweeds. At least that'll get you exposed to a wider, width of different trace minerals. And also, of course, I encourage you guys to eat a wide variety of foods grown in different places because different soils will have different levels of minerals and different plants absorb or accumulate different minerals than others. The next thing I want to say is that there are many different vitamins and minerals and other nutrients our teeth and mouth and gums may need to be healthy, right? A standard American diet, you're probably not getting all these different nutrients, but hopefully in a well planned out raw vegan or even vegan diet, you can get these nutrients. Vitamin K2, Vitamin D, make sure you guys get enough sun or supplement if necessary. Vitamin C for collagen growth and reproduction of your gum line, for example, as well as things like vitamin A, making sure you get enough beta carotene and you convert beta carotene into vitamin A if you're not taking any provitamin A. So, you know, a lot of you guys that may not be on a good healthy diet with a well-rounded different kinds of foods you're eating to get all the different nutrients, you may already be at a disadvantage and may need to look into some kind of nutritional supplementation to supplement your inferior diet because you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables and other plant foods. Now, the final thing I'd like to say is that, you know, we just think that dental health and teeth health is just about our mouth, but guys, there's lots of research showing that, you know, if you have bad dental health, that will affect your other bodily systems and that you will not be as healthy because of it. Heart disease can have a strong component on dental issues, and bad bacteria from mouth can get right into your bloodstream and then affect other organ systems in your body. So I want you guys to take this seriously. By no means can you solve all your issues with just these products. These products has helped me a lot. Some of these products are newer. Some of them I have been using for a while and are tried and true. And in this episode, we're just going to share with you guys my personal opinions on the products that have helped me and ones that you may want to look into as well. Of course, please consult a, you know, licensed dentist, holistic dentist, or natural dentist in your area for further information and the specific products that you may need to fix your dental. All right, so the first product I'm gonna recommend is, of course, a manual toothbrush. This is so important. We got it right inside, stored inside my unit right here. And this is my toothbrush. Now, this is not any old toothbrush. This is a special toothbrush. Number one, always encourage you guys to get the extra soft or soft bristles. That's very important. One of the things I learned is that you don't want to just like scrub your teeth down and think if I brush harder, it's going to get more plaque off. That doesn't necessarily work. Get a good dental hygienist and a good cleaning. That will get the plaque off. You can't scrub enough to get the deep plaque on if it's caked on already. We're just trying to remove the outer layer with our brush. We want it soft. The other thing that I learned, very important because I did this for a long time, is when you brush, don't press too hard. This is a special brush that actually will not allow you to push too hard. So for example, if I push too hard, you guys can see this snaps back. So I'm pushing too hard and it snaps back, so it doesn't let me brush. It won't let me brush if I press too hard. So this will give you a sense and feedback of how hard you should press. This is kind of like the torque wrenches in the olden days that you'd have to set and then it would click when you're, you know, up to the specified torque. For those of you guys that are guys or girls that have used, you know, standard traditional mechanical torque wrenches in the olden days. So I thought, man, that's an ingenious idea. Of course, if you want to spend lots more money, Oral-B makes some, you know, new electric toothbrushes that'll flash certain colors if you press too hard, and some of the new ones will even flash certain colors if you press them too soft. You don't want to press too hard or too soft when brushing. So that's why I really like this toothbrush. I will put links down below to all the products in the description so you guys can check there for the different products. Now, I personally brush 1 time a day. It might be better to brush 2 times a day, but the time when you brush is super critical. You don't want to brush right after you eat, so I'd recommend at least waiting 30 minutes minimum, 45 minutes to an hour after you eat, because your, you know, enamel can soften up, and if you brush after that, you may be wearing down your teeth, which is not a good thing. What I do recommend after eating, especially some acid foods, is you want to minimally at least rinse out, maybe even oral irrigate if you need to do that, or at least eat something that's more alkaline. So for example, if I drink or eat oranges, well, I have sensitive teeth these days, so I really don't eat those straight anymore. I might dilute it if I'm making a juice with like oranges with greens or with cucumbers to take the acid level down so it doesn't affect my sensitive teeth these days. But at least if you're gonna eat some oranges and then eat some greens right after and chew the greens up and get them all up, swish them around your mouth so that you got the greens and the alkalinity to help balance out your pH so the acid fruits don't jack you up as much. Now, aside from my manual toothbrush that has that sensor to let me know when I'm pushing too hard, I also like an electric toothbrush because I believe this one kind of, you know, ultrasonically vibrates. You guys could hear it ultrasonically vibrate. Plus this has titanium dioxide. You wet this down a little bit and then you put the tip on, and when you're brushing, the titanium dioxide is released and it's said to help clean your teeth more effectively. Very important, you don't press too hard on this And this is a good company. It's the Ionpa. And actually I had a defective one and just emailed them, hey guys, I had a defective one, and they mailed me a new one. I have the model here that I use mostly. It has like AAA batteries installed, but I could definitely recommend this if you want an electric one. You know, when I feel my mouth is kind of like a little bit dirty, I'll use this to kind of really get in there. Once again, don't press too hard. And on most days I might use the manual toothbrush where I just get to do it. You know, I think a mixture of different ways and different brushes is ideal for sure. Since we talked about toothbrushes, the next thing we need to talk about is toothpaste, and this is super critical, super important for me. I don't just use Colgate with fluoride in there, all these other different toothpaste, right? I use a very specific toothpaste for my specific health opportunity or mouth opportunity. Actually, my favorite, I have a couple toothpaste here that I'll explain to you guys, but my number one toothpaste I go to is this guy. This is APGard Royale, A-P-A-G-A-R-D, Royal. And this is maybe not the most natural toothpaste, but it is scientifically proven, and it's from Japan, so the whole label is actually in Japanese. You can barely read anything. And this stuff ain't cheap, guys. I mean, you can buy toothpaste at the dollar store for that matter, and this stuff is like, I think, maybe $40 a tube. And it says medical hypoappetite enamel restorative toothpaste. And they ain't joking. This is probably the strongest hypoappetite, which is basically a mineral that basically will re-mineralize your teeth. You know, I know this is working because I'll have sensitive teeth, and if I do this and brush with this several times, the teeth will get less sensitive, and then I can eat things like citrus. And if I eat citrus and I feel it, then I know I need to use some of this because I got some you know, issues with the less enamel at that point, and it's getting into the dentin anyways. But yeah, this is my favorite toothpaste that I use most nights. Of course, I also like to experiment with others, and there are other kinds of remineralizing toothpaste. For example, if you didn't want this super you know, strong stuff with lots of hypoappetite in there, so like high milligram worth, you could get something like this. This is more like mellow. This is not quite as very strong with the hypoappetite, but this is like more of a natural brand. Fight sensitivity, natural remineralization, gently whitens and relaxing. This is the Elims brand, E-L-I-M-S brand. This is the Elims Reflection Toothpaste Lavender Vanilla Mint. So this is like for more natural people that don't want to have like a more, you know, conventional toothpaste that works really good for the remineralization. Of course, another one, if you guys want to get a more natural toothpaste that also remineralizes through different methods, this one actually remineralizes through theobromine in cacao. There is a published study on this. This is their powerful version. This is the Theodent 300. This stuff is actually more expensive than the APGard. I prefer the APGard number one. This one I would choose number two because I don't know how all these methods work, and I would think they work kind of synergistically. Use that one sometimes, use this one sometimes. I probably use the APGard more than I use this one, and this one I just got, so I'm going to start playing with it as a more natural one and see what happens, see what I like better, and see what tends to work more for me. They do have a Theodent that costs a lot less money, that has less of the active ingredient to do the remineralization if you're up for it and you want more of a natural toothpaste. Now, brushing alone is great, and for a long time I only brushed and I never used an oral irrigator despite, you know, the dentist telling me to do it. I always found it so inconvenient with like having a water pick that has like a water line, you know, you gotta keep refilling up, and then it has a little hose. These are always a pain in the butt, and I bought them in the past and they've sat basically unused because I've never really used them. That being said, I am serious about my dental health now, and with new advancements in technology, they have some really good oral irrigators that I love. This is the one I'm using currently. I've been through a few of these. This is the Zozoa, but there's many of them that are like this. This basically has an 18350 or 18650 battery in there. You just charge it with a USB cable. I could seriously charge this once and it works like 2 weeks or 3 weeks straight without me doing anything. You press one button for the speed. I have it set on the highest speed for me personally. It has a couple different tips. I just use this clear tip that just sprays stuff in hard. And then basically what I do is I fill this up with water. You could use water alone. I use water and an oral irrigator solution that I'll tell you guys in a minute. I turn this on, I stand over the sink, and I just go along the base of my mouth on the outside, around a couple times. You really want to get into those pockets. This is where the bacteria live. and this is what's going to cause your gum recession, and I do have some gum recession due to not oral irrigating and not taking care of my teeth. And it's hard to recover your gums once you lose them, once they start to recede, although I believe it is possible. I do know for a fact that my pockets in my teeth used to be a lot larger numbers, and I'm getting them smaller due to my dental practices. So I know this stuff works. So get an oral irrigator, guys. It's at least as important as brushing alone. Now, the other thing I do is I have an oral irrigator solution. This is the Periobrite cleanse, and I basically put 4 pumps or 4.5 pumps into this reservoir before putting in some reverse osmosis or distilled water is what I like to use, and then I spray that out with my mouth. This basically will help kill the bacteria in those pockets. I also do in between my teeth using the oral irrigator. That being said, I do these things in a particular order, and I'll go over those with you guys in a second. And I forgot to leave out a very important step, which is my flosser. You could use dental floss, wrap it around your fingers, get your fingers in your mouth. I find that very inconvenient. If I had used dental floss and that was the only thing available, I would not be flossing. That being said, I use this little flosser. I went through several different flossers. This is the one I love. This is nice and strong. This is actually called the T-Smile Flosser, available on Amazon. It's a 3rd generation. It comes with 50 different heads, and yes, I know you guys are going to say, John, that's not environmentally sustainable. You're throwing out plastic every time you use it. Well, these heads will last me 1 to 4 uses, depending on how hard I am on them. So I reuse them, but yes, they do get thrown out afterwards, so I'm not perfect. If you guys want to be totally, natural, you guys get dental floss made out of natural fibers instead of plastic fibers. Maybe that's a little bit better. But my dental health is really important, and I got to do what I can and try to minimize the waste that I produce on the planet in all levels. And this is just something that I need to do at this point. Anyways, the T-Smile, I get in there and I go around my mouth. I go down and I brush it against the tooth and come back up, go back down, pull it hard against the other tooth and come back up, and then go around the bottom, and then I go around the top. Sometimes I'll do that like 2 times. You'll get the hang of this once you do it, so you don't go too hard into your gums. And your gums should be resilient to going into them a little bit, but if you're bleeding a lot, that is a sign of probably some gum issues that you may want to get checked out. But yeah, so my ordering is I do the dental flossing as my first step in the evening. The next step I do is I then do the oral irrigation in my mouth. And the final step I do is I do the brushing with my toothpaste. So those are all the main ways that I keep my mouth clean, but now there's a bunch more products that I do to take it to the next level. One of the things I do is I do take some probiotics that have been specifically searched for your teeth and gums. Probably my favorite one of them all that has the most research about them is the Teeth and Gums Bliss. And this is the M18. They also have other kinds of Bliss probiotics, but this one is for teeth and gums, to help fight the cavities and keep your mouth microbiome healthy. This is a new product I got. This is actually the Gaia Prodentis for gums and teeth. And this is a probiotic supplement also for your gums and teeth. A little bit different bacteria in there. So I like to take these as well because I don't know which of these bacteria are going to be better for my mouth, so I'm just taking them both. And of course, the other thing I have is I have this stuff called Megacidin. This is actually a probiotic throat spray that introduces some more beneficial microbes into your mouth. While it may help your mouth and throat, it is also good to build immunity based on some of the science that's out there. So yeah, very important for me. Probiotics, not only for my microbiome, but also for my dental health. Now, another thing I learned about from the new dentist that I'm going to is this stuff right here. And actually these ones are called the Xyla Melts. These are specifically for you guys that have a dry mouth a lot. Dry mouth is really bad because when you lose the saliva in your saliva is your pH buffer, can help keep your mouth balanced at the proper pH. And once again, when your mouth goes acidic, that's when the cavities go into full swing and things are just not happening right. So I would generally sometimes wake up with a dry mouth in the morning, So I put one of these in my mouth before I go to bed, and just kind of like they stick to the side of your mouth and they dissolve overnight to keep your mouth pH balanced. It also has xylitol that has been shown to kill the, some of the bad bacteria in your mouth as well. If you guys don't want to do this stuff, then you may want to use something else to, help keep the saliva flowing in your mouth and also alkalinize your mouth, in which case I might use something like more natural, like some green powder. I also take this green powder after I eat citrus fruits, or you could eat some greens, but I prefer like green powder juice, or whether you're drinking or eat some barley grass or wheatgrass juice powder after you eat some, citrus fruits. I just dump it in my mouth and just spread it all around. Sometimes I'll put this in water and swish it all around. That might help you guys also to pH balance your mouth after eating citrus fruits, or sometimes when your mouth gets too dry, you want to bring up that alkalinity fairly quickly. So the next product I use actually mouth pastes. This is not toothpaste to put on a brush. These are mouth pastes that you just basically want to put onto your teeth and let them sit there. I have two kinds currently. I only have one of them today for the video. This is the Periobrite AO Pro Vantage, and this is basically an antioxidant gum paste that you actually put on to basically feed your gums antioxidants and have some antimicrobial action topically that I would put on like after I brushed, right? So this may help rejuvenate your gums because you're gonna give them the antioxidants they need. This is especially important if you're not eating an antioxidant rich diet. If you guys choose bananas more often than choosing things like blueberries and strawberries that have more antioxidants, this may be helpful for you. Now, what I don't have shown today is another product I use that works a little bit differently. It's actually a toothpaste, or what's called MI paste is the product, linked down below once again. The MI paste is actually a different kind of remineralization product that helps balance out the minerals and helps to drive the minerals into your teeth. So you would put that on after you brush, not brush with it, and then then you just like let it sit there. So the MI paste is another method to remineralize your teeth that works a little bit different than the hypoapatite. Now another thing, this is going to sound weird for you, those of you guys that are into sleeping and sleeping well, you guys may be using this product already, but I use this also for dental health because it's a crossover product. Basically what it is, it's this stuff right here. This is called mouth seal, or this is called mouth tape. So those of you guys that are into sleep science, a lot of people will basically tape their mouth shut at night so it forces your body to breathe through your nose. When you breathe through your nose, it's a lot better for your sleep than being a mouth breather. It's much more efficient, and it's the way we are supposed to be breathing. In addition, because I'm a big mouth breather, right? When you breathe through your mouth, it dries out your saliva when you're sleeping. This changes the pH balance of your mouth. Then more cavities can occur overnight. So I put the Xylomelts in, and then I basically use this mouth tape, which you really can't see because they're clear, but they're basically little X's that I take off and I tape it over my mouth so I can't talk at night, and it also keeps my mouth shut. It forces me to breathe through my nose. When I first started using the mouth tape, I didn't really want to do it because I'm like, what if I can't breathe because my nose gets clogged up overnight or something and then I suffocate? That's never happened to me yet. I'm still here. And the other thing I've noticed is that sometimes, if your body wants your mouth to open, even if your mouth taped, unless you tape it like with duct tape or something. I've always, sometimes I wake up and this mouth tape is just totally off. So I don't know what happens. So, I feel confident in using the mouth tape, or this one's called mouth seal. Once again, links down below to all these products. Keeps my saliva in my mouth at night to keep a proper pH balance so my teeth don't demineralize while I'm sleeping. Now the next product has very little science about it. Some of these products are actually more proven than others. That being said, this is what I am doing on my journey. While this next product may not have any efficiency or efficacy, I'm using it because I believe it can help. One of the things I do regularly is red light therapy that has been proven in science to be helpful for our mitochondria, rebuilding cells and all these things and all this. So what I have is actually have a light for my mouth. This one actually puts out two different lights. If you press the button once, it puts out a blue light. The blue light is in the 450 to 500 nanometer range. And the reason for the blue light is that it can kill bacteria. So this may kill bad bacteria in your mouth when it's going. In addition, if you press it a second time, the light will turn red, and the red light works in the 620 to 740 nanometer range. The red light may increase collagen production in your gums, so this can be very important for rebuilding your gums. In addition, the red light may help with things like inflammation, potentially help with pain, and maybe even help, grow new gums. I don't really know about that one, but it's worth a shot. These things are quite inexpensive and it's kind of relaxing to do. You want to do about 10 to 20 minute sessions. And if you don't know what color is better, the blue or the red, you press this button a third time, you guys can see the blue and the red lights light up. You guys probably can't see the red lights because the blue is just dominant over the red. So in many cases, I'll do the both blue and red, and then sometimes I'll just do the red. I feel the red light is definitely more important for me at my point than the blue light specifically. So while conventional wisdom thinks that like bacteria in your mouth is bad, we want to kill it all, I don't take that approach. I definitely think that a lot of the bacteria in our mouths are bad. We definitely want to get rid of them, but there are also some beneficial bacteria in our mouth. But I don't want to introduce third-party pieces of bacteria in my mouth or colonize bacteria on my toothbrush or even on my dental pick that I'm using. So actually I have this thing right here. This is called the Navari, and this is a UV ultraviolet toothbrush sterilizer. So they have many different kinds of this. This is the one I've had for many years. And you plug it in and it comes on with a UV light to kill all the bad bacteria in your toothbrush, or like a flosser, so that you don't reinfect your mouth with additional bacteria when you're brushing the next time. It's like these small things that I think may be helpful for you guys, but a lot of you guys, that thing's like too much money, John. They have cheap ones nowadays. This one was probably close to like $60 to $80, but they have cheap ones these days. But yeah, I believe it's important and it may be helpful for you as well. It makes sense to me. I mean, we sterilize other things that we, put on our mouths, like baby bottles. When we were babies, you wouldn't want to put a dirty one in. We wash our dishes, so why wouldn't you want to basically clean your toothbrush after every use? I guess you could also soak it in something like vinegar, but I wouldn't really want to put like the vinegar taste in my mouth. There are other methods to maybe leave your toothbrush in the sun if you don't want to buy a toothbrush sterilizer. All right, the next product that I have bought but I haven't used quite yet, it's actually in this package right here. And this is next level stuff. This stuff is a lot more expensive than anything else I've shown you guys so far. This is actually the bristle, and it says, "Say hello to health. Questions, please email us at support@bristlehealth.com." And what this is on the inside is, this is a basically mouth microbiome test kit that I have not done yet. So I just got it in the mail like last week, so I'm gonna go ahead and send this in. I have done microbiome testing on my gut microbiome, and I saw that my gut microbiome wasn't exactly where I'd like it to be as somebody who's been eating a raw foods diet for a long time, and I saw some of the deficiencies I have. I think I understand why that has happened, so I'm working on correcting those before I make a video for you guys to share what I've done to better balance out and have a more robust microbiome, especially our microbiome in our gut. And we have microbiomes all over our bodies. Our gut is one, and our skin is one, in our mouth is one. So I'm going to test mine to see what bacteria I have that's bad, what's good, and then I want to work on balancing it and getting out the bad bacteria and incorporating and getting the good bacteria. That being said, your gut health could also affect your mouth health and probably vice versa. So these are very important things to me, the microbiome, and I do want to let you guys know that when the raw foods diet was created, when people first started talking about it, they didn't even have microbiome tests, and the prebiotics on a raw foods diet may not optimally support microbiome. I do need to see a lot more microbiome tests from raw foodists, so I encourage you guys to get one. You guys can get a gut microbiome test at Ombre. You can just search for Ombre. I think it's ombrelabs.com. I think the Welcome 30 will give you a $30 off coupon. This one is actually at bristlehealth.com. If you guys want to do an oral microbiome test, it's actually a fair bit more than the gut microbiome. And of the two, I definitely say do the gut microbiome test first before you do the dental microbiome, unless you're having some pretty major dental issues. Now I know you're thinking, John, wait, if you're trying to kill the bacteria in your mouth, how come you don't use a mouthwash? So, there's a few reasons why I don't use a mouthwash, because mouthwash can kill basically indiscriminately all the bacteria. So definitely, I do not recommend using Listerine. I do not recommend using things with fluoride in there. If If you do use fluoride toothpaste because you think it works, spit it out, don't swallow any of it. That being said, I prefer to use a hypoapatite for remineralization. I believe it to work much more effectively, personally. Okay, and if you're drinking fluorinated water thinking it's going to help your teeth when you swallow fluorinated water, you are fooling yourselves. So I would encourage you guys to filter out your fluoride from your water and don't drink it. Alright, the final product I'm going to show you guys is a mouthwash. John, I thought you said you don't use mouthwash. Well, here's the thing, guys. This is really rare that I use this mouthwash. It's not like I do all the different things and then I use a mouthwash. No, I rarely use this mouthwash. I have it on hand because it does come in handy. For example, sometimes when I get a sore throat because I was maybe traveling or something and I'm getting a sore throat, and a sore throat for me is an indicator that I may have something else happening, like a cold coming on or the flu coming on, but it's a sign that something may get worse. So if I have a sore throat, it's my body inducing pain because there's an imbalance. And so when I get a pain in my throat or something like a bug or I don't know what, I'm like, oh, I got some bad bacteria. So then I'll put this in the back of my throat, not swish it around my teeth generally, and gargle it in the back of my throat to basically get all this mouthwash. And basically this is all essential oil based to kill all that bad bacteria. Generally I do that a couple times. It wipes out all the bad bacteria. My throat pain goes away. You could also use this Megacidin. It's a lot more expensive than buying a big thing of mouthwash. I do use a Megacidin on a more regular basis because it does have some probiotics in there, as well as some of the antibacterial properties. But yeah, this just basically is like Listerine will nuke your mouth. The other thing is that because you're losing some of the potential good bacteria in your mouth, you know, those are the same bacteria that can help you guys make nitric oxide. So if you don't have good microbiome health and you're eating all the, you know, beet juice or eating beets or other nitrate-rich foods like arugula, and you don't have the bacteria in your mouth that'll digest the nitrate into nitrite to make nitric oxide, you know, that could be not a good thing. I also do supplement with a product to increase my nitric oxide and promote the bacteria growth of the beneficial bacteria for that's needed to make the nitric oxide as well. So yeah, I don't encourage you guys to use the Periobrite. This has been really this is really tough on my sensitive teeth. If I swish this around, it kind of hurts, so I only use this sparingly. And you know, I don't think this would be super helpful. I'd rather oral irrigate with the water in a highly diluted Periobrite cleanse, which has some of the same active ingredients. But once again, I'm diluting it with a lot of water, whereas this is like actually kind of more full strength. All right, so that's it for the dental products I use, as well as some of the tips for you guys to better your dental health. I think in the end of this, you know, products are not going to solve, you know, improper dental hygiene. You know, so above all these products, right, ain't going to help you if you guys aren't seeing a dentist, right? You guys aren't eating a mineral-rich diet with lots of greens and other vegetables. If you guys eat high fruit diet and maybe just a few leaves here and there, maybe some herbs here and there, you know, I personally believe that your teeth may suffer because you're really imbalancing your teeth from a mineral-based perspective, not only having more acid foods in your mouth, but also fruits don't contain the level of trace minerals that the vegetables have, especially vegetables that have been mineralized with good soil. That being said, you know, the one exception for a fruit-based diet that I say is my friend Stefan, who lives on Maui. He remineralizes his soil with all the trace minerals and eats a very high fruit diet, almost maybe all fruit diet. He just doesn't like vegetables, and he's been fairly successful doing that. But you know, that's an extreme example. Most of you guys aren't going to grow all your own fruit and have, you know, ultra mineralized soil like Stefan does. So, you know, here's the thing. I just want you guys to eat a proper diet, eat lots of greens to basically help brush out your mouth, you know, besides just brushing, because that can help to rebalance your, you know, acid alkaline balance, especially after eating fruit. So I tend to try to do a green juice in the morning to remineralize my teeth. I eat a fruit meal, and then I eat like a vegetable meal or snack on greens from my garden to remineralize. So I'm never leaving like a lot of fruit stuff in my mouth at one time, because I'm always trying to eat it with greens. Another tip you guys can do is eat greens with your fruits, and always end on eating some greens and swishing that around your mouth, getting it all around your mouth, like all the you know, ground up greens to alkalinize your mouth. This is super important if you're a person that has a lot of dry mouth. this is something I did not know when I was younger either, because I would wake up often with a dry mouth in the morning because I'm a mouth breather at night. You guys want to get that mouth tape. All these things are super critical, and it's things that I learned over the 27 years that I've been eating a raw vegan diet. And now I'm sharing with you guys so you guys could, have good teeth and not go through the pains and the drilling that I've had, with all the expense of, getting cavities filled with the dentist. I hope this has sincerely helped you guys out. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. That helps the YouTube algorithm get this video out to more people so that they too can save their teeth and learn about my favorite products I use to better my dental health. Also, be sure to share this video on raw foods forums and different Facebook groups, and share this with your friends so that they also could help save their teeth and have better dental hygiene because of all the trials and tribulations that I've gone through with my teeth now that I've got onto a stable program with some stable products. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below if you enjoyed this content and want more content like this, where you guys can learn about eating more fresh fruits and vegetables and a healthy plant-based diet. Make sure you click the bell so you get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. The past episodes are wealth of knowledge. Over 600 episodes at this time on this YouTube channel dedicated to teach you guys all about eating fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, which are the best foods on the planet in my opinion. So with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always the best.